Welcome to this explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're here today because we are looking at something profoundly transformative. This is ACIM Lesson 133, and the core of what we are unpacking right now is simply this. I will not value what is valueless. It sounds simple, right? A basic statement of common sense. But as we unpack the source material today, you'll see that the implications of this single sentence are absolutely massive for how you perceive your world and how you live your life.
While it's super easy to get lost in high-level theories, today we are shifting gears completely. We are moving away from those lofty, world-encompassing ideas and focusing entirely on practical, tangible benefits for you. This is about your everyday decision-making. It's about how you can immediately apply this idea, I will not value what is valueless, to cut through all the noise and find actual, lasting peace in your daily life.
Let's start with a hard truth, and honestly, this might actually surprise you. You probably walk around thinking you ask way too much of life. You think your desires are just too big, too grand. But the reality? The text makes it incredibly clear that you ask far, far too little. We settle, we compromise, we aim so incredibly low that we actually end up missing out on true happiness, entirely confusing temporary thrills for lasting joy.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think about what we obsess over. Bodily concerns, the endless pursuit of things we buy, and chasing worldly status. We pour our precious energy into these areas, fully convinced they'll somehow fulfill us. But the text warns us that when you let your mind be drawn to these things, you are actually asking for sorrow, not for happiness. There are truly no lasting satisfactions in the world if this is all we chase. They just replace what offers you so much more.
Because of this, we need a complete paradigm shift regarding how we make choices. Now, you can't change the underlying laws of the universe, and you don't create the alternatives, but you do have to choose. Indeed, you must. And while it might seem like you have a million different complex paths laid out before you every single day, the laws you set in motion dictate there are actually only two options. Just two.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark, undeniable contrast it presents. There is absolutely zero compromise in what your choices bring you. Life cannot give you just a little bit. There is no in-between here. Every single choice you make brings you absolutely everything or brings you nothing. That's it. Therefore, if you can learn how to tell the difference between what offers everything and what offers nothing, you are guaranteed to make the better choice.
To help us make that monumental choice, the text provides a really practical framework. It lays out 4 concrete criteria to test all the things you think you desire. If what you want doesn't meet these sound requirements, it honestly isn't worth desiring at all. So let's get into the mechanics of how we actually test our values in the real world.
Here they are. Think of these 4 distinct tests as your daily actionable checklist. We have the test of time, the test of gain and loss, the test of purpose, and the test of guilt. You can use this exact checklist to distinguish what offers you everything from what offers you absolutely nothing. Let's look at test number 1. Does it last forever? If you choose a thing that will not last, what you chose is inherently valueless. A temporary value is just that, temporary, meaning it is without any real value in the grand scheme. The text points out that time can never take away a value that is real. So whatever fades, whatever dies, was never truly there to begin with. Choosing it just leaves you with an empty, temporary illusion.
Moving to test 2. Does it take a thing away from someone else? Listen, if you choose to take from another person, you will ultimately have nothing left. Why? Because when you deny someone else's right to everything, you automatically deny your own. You deceive yourself with this bizarre illusion that someone else's loss can somehow be your gain. But the reality is that loss only ever breeds more loss.
Test 3 forces us to navigate our own inner self-deception, what the text calls the ego's camouflage. Think about how easily we justify a selfish decision. So the crucial point is, the ego loves to slap a fake halo over our tarnished goals to protect them. It won't even tell you the truth as it perceives it, because it desperately needs you to think your selfish choices are somehow pure, innocent, and totally justified.
To cut through that incredibly deceptive camouflage, you need to actively interrogate your desires. Ask yourself these specific questions right now. Why is this choice of value to you? What exactly attracts your mind to it? And most importantly, what true purpose does it serve? By unmasking the ego's deception through these questions, we stop beating ourselves up. We start seeing our missteps as simple, ineffectual mistakes rather than deep, unworthy sins that require punishment.
Which leads us directly to our final and, frankly, hardest criterion to accept. Test 4. Do you feel any guilt?
If you feel any guilt at all about your choice, it means you have allowed the ego's goals to slide between the real alternatives. Guilt is the ultimate red flag. It means you've been tricked into thinking the alternative you chose is somehow dangerous, when in reality, it's just the empty nothingness we've been talking about all along.
And this brilliantly illustrates a core theme of this entire lesson. All things are either entirely desirable or not worth a single ounce of effort. Choosing is actually incredibly easy because of this. That difficulty you feel, that complexity is nothing more than a smokescreen, hiding the simple fact that no decision is difficult once you apply these tests.
So let me ask you directly, just as it's posed in the source material, what is the gain to you in learning this? Why go through the effort of applying these 4 tests to your daily life? Well, the payoff goes far beyond merely making choices easily. Though let's be real, curing decision fatigue sounds pretty amazing on its own. The ultimate payoff is true, lasting peace, or what the text refers to as reaching heaven. But you don't get there by hoarding worldly values or obsessing over status. Heaven is reached by arriving with empty hands and open minds. It's about showing up completely unencumbered, with all of that ego-driven self-deception finally laid aside, ready and willing to claim only what is truly eternally valuable as your own.
Ultimately, the lesson leaves us with this incredibly powerful thought. I will not value what is valueless, for what is valuable belongs to me. The next time you face decision paralysis, use this as a mantra. It forces a profound question. Look at where you are pouring your energy right now. Are you choosing illusions, or are you truly choosing what is valuable?